This hospital was, to us, was a sanctuary. It's the only time we felt safe. When I went down to Ward 29, I can tell you the sisters' name. There was Sister Thurlow, Sister Thompson, Sister Steeman and Sister Long. And look, they were absolutely marvellous to us.
For 93-year-old Reg Chard, Kokoda veteran and proud member of the 2nd 55th, Concord Hospital provided a refuge for the battle-weary soldier who'd set off to war in 1941 as an excited 18-year-old.
I went down to Martin Place and the gentleman just said, "What do you want?" I said, "I want to join the army." And he said, "Yeah, no problem. How old are you? 18, you got your parents' consent?" "Yes." "Sign here." And I was in the army.
It didn't take long for the harsh reality of war to sink in.
On the 7th of December 1942 was in New Guinea the first time. We lost 364 in my battalion killed in 20 minutes.
Through those terrifying times, Reg's sweetheart was waiting back home.
Had a girlfriend, I've had her since I was 16. Anyway, she wanted to get married and my father said, "Whatever you do, don't get married because your life will be ruined, don't ruin hers."
Reg faced some of the most fearsome action of the campaign, but it was malaria that first brought him back to Concord.
I got as far as Aurora Creek, which was roughly halfway across the mountains. I got malaria, and in those days when you got malaria, you just collapsed and went unconscious. Your mate picks you up, you come to the Fuzzy Wuzzies, you hand them over to them. In my case, they carried me for 14 days back to Owers Corner, and they'd put you on a stretcher and they'd put you under the bed. Because you're unconscious, they didn't have to do anything for you. All they had to do was come along 3 times a day and give you quinine, about this much in a little medicine glass. It didn't cure malaria, it just broke the fever. I come home in the hospital ship. When I went down to Ward 29, we couldn't eat because we was all sick. I was 10 stone 9 when I went away, and when they weighed me here, the first day I come back I was 6 stone 5. So after I'd been here about 2.5 to 3 weeks, I woke up at 2:30 in the morning. Anyway, the Sister Steeman come around, she said, "What's wrong?" I always called you by the surname. "Chad, what's wrong?" "Oh, sister, I'm bloody starving." And she said, "What do you want?" I forget. But just so I said, "Oh, steak, eggs and chips." And it's 2:30 in the morning. In those days, everything was cooked here. The way she went, so here I'm sitting up in bed eating steak, eggs and chips. And these sisters did the same for every one of them. If they fed the people today the food like we got fed then, people refused to live. It was getting better fed than when you were going home. On one plate, I had steamed pudding, custard, cream and ice cream all on the same plate, all at the same time. And you could say, "Oh, I want some more." That were my good times here. It was absolutely marvellous in here.
As soon as he was strong enough, Reg, like all the army inpatients, was sent back into battle. The message delivered directly to his hospital bed.
Betty went home that night, and anyway, of course the train took 14 days to get back to Townsville again. When I got there was a letter waiting for me. When she went home that night, she couldn't eat her tea because she thought she'd never see me again. That upset me. So what I did is I wrote a letter to my mother and parents and went to her, and I said, as soon as I come home, this time, we'll get married. Married on a Saturday afternoon at St Clement's Church at Marrickville at 5 o'clock. We went up to the Janolean Caves on the Sunday morning, and where do you think it was Monday morning? Back here again. I just couldn't get out, I just couldn't break it.
Peace was declared while he sweated out another bout of the disease.
When the sister came in one morning, she said, "Gentlemen, I got some great news." And she said, "The war's over." Now there was 45 men in that ward, and there wasn't one sound. Anyway, a fortnight later, she came in, she said, stood at the door, and this time she said, "Gentlemen, I got better news." And anyway, she said, "There's no more liquid quinine," and everybody in that ward said, "Hooray!" It's in tablet form, so from then on, taking quinine was a pleasure, just throw it straight down.
Eventually, Reg was released to enjoy post-war life with Betty, and in 1958, theirs was the war veteran family selected to host a home visit from the Queen Mother.
That was really special. When they first come and told us, they said, like, nobody's allowed in the house when she comes. We said, "Well, what else?" And they said, "Well, you call, the first time you see her, you don't touch her. You call her Majesty, and after that, you just call her ma'am." She went right through the house and she looked at everything. Wanted to know where the towels came from and, you know, all this what sort of things were in the garden, etc.
The war experience has left its scars.
Everything comes back there. All the bad things. It never goes away, unfortunately.
Losing Betty was another blow.
When she passed away, I was no good. I was going to do away with myself, matter of fact.
And it was Concord Hospital again that delivered Reg a new lifeline.
Anyway, one of them said, why don't you become a guide? And anyway, Alice rang up and said, come over and see me. So I come over and the rest is history. I come over Saturdays, Sundays, I come over night time with brownies, cubs, swim clubs. I come over anytime somebody wants to come, I'm here. So I was very fortunate because I wouldn't be here today and I wouldn't have met all the lovely people that I've met since.